Hello everybody. Again, we're back to Naturang Batas, ang likas na tama. So I've been told. I'm your host, Gemma Higatdula, and today we will be discussing that very interesting topic called contraception. Well, I don't think it's a topic that needs further introduction, but my guests, perhaps you would be interested to know about their backgrounds. To my left is Philip Salvosa, a very close friend of mine, a journalism instructor at the University of Santo Tomas, former editor of the Varsitarian, and a research head of the #1, perhaps the best newspaper in the Philippines, Business World, available at your various bookstores. Beside him is Isha De Vera, a runner, writer, and also a humanities student at the University of Asian Pacific. And then over at the far end would be si Raul Nidoy. He's a Director for Formation at the Parents Education Foundation.
That's right.
And also a theology professor at the University of Asian Pacific.
Yes.
Thank you for all coming here. And so let's get down to it. Raul, first question goes to you. Ba't magalit na galit ang simbahan sa sex?
Hindi. In fact, tuwang-tuwa ang simbahan sa sex. Baliktad, ha? Dahil ang sex ay isang bagay na divine. In fact, hindi lang simbahan nagsasabi yan because yan ang katotohanan ng sex. No? Para sa simbahan, para sa lahat ng tao na nag-iisip ng mabuti, nag-iisip ng tama, sabi mo nga, because sex is the source of the greatest thing on earth. That's a human being. The most glorious thing on earth, the most beautiful thing on earth, sex is the source of that. No?
And so how come if indeed sex is as good as you say in the church's eyes, so how come yung mga mahal nating mga kaibigan pare are not allowed to have sex?
Dahil ang sex ay nagtuturo. It is a sign. It's a language of what's happening at the heart of God. No? Divine nga siya, sabi ko no? Ayan ang pagbibigay ng kanilang sarili, no? Father to the Son, no? And then the Son to the Father, totally giving himself, no? Themselves. No? Ibig sabihin yung mga pare at yung mga nuns, no? What they have done is to look at the sign, no? Look at the sign and then jump over it. In fact, si Christopher West, ang sinasabi niya, they leapfrog no? Over the sign and they go to the very essence of God. No? That's self-giving.
Yeah, that's true. And also one other reasoning I read from somewhere. I think it was Scott Hahn. I think what the priest and the nuns did was that they looked at themselves and what is the one thing that they could offer up to God when they took up their vows. And I think the giving up or the gift of chastity or is I think what they were able to do as parang pinaka best gift that they could offer to God. Well, I think having said kasi it's really indivisible. When you talk about contraception, you had to talk about sex. So I think we had to get that portion out of the way. But when we're talking about contraception, I think, especially for Catholics, usually it boils down back to the fact that contraception daw, according to the pronouncements of the Catholic Church, specifically because of the various popes that we've had through the years, it's supposed to be some sort of a doctrine of the Church. Is that true? Is the prescription against contraception indeed a doctrine of the Catholic Church?
You're asking me?
Yes, Raul.
Okay. Yes, it was clearly stated in Humanae Vitae that contraception is evil. And then, in fact, even before that, there are 3 popes who have mentioned that. No? And then after Paul VI, so Humanae Vitae was written by Paul VI, John Paul II came up with an extensive catechesis explaining the Humanae Vitae, the teachings of Humanae Vitae, and it's fantastic teaching. In fact, it's one of the first things he tried to do, and it's called the theology of the body. And very clear ideas on why dividing or disuniting the procreative and the unitive aspect of sexuality is bad. No? In fact, he added something even it's like a novel idea, is he describes the lie. No? Sabi niya, yung ano daw, yung sex na may contraception, isa yang kasinungalingan. Dahil yung mag-asawa, binibigay nga nila yung sarili nila, supposedly with sex, no? Married sex, no? Conjugal sex, no? Pero tinatanggi nila yung isang parte na napaka-importante
Sa kanilang sarili.
sa kanilang pagbibigay ng kanilang sarili. At yun ang kanilang fertility. Na yun nga ang pinanggagalingan ng pinakamaganda, pinakamabuting bagay sa buong mundo, yung tao.
And also, as you were also alluding to earlier, I think turo din ng simbahan. And again, you are confirming the fact na doctrine na nga ito ng Catholic Church.
Totoo yan.
Na every time nagtatalik ang tao, essentially it has two meanings, yung sinasabi procreative and the unitive aspect. And what happens tuloy is pag nagkaroon ng contraception, that unitive and procreative aspect is essentially separate from that. I think we'll go back to that later kasi it's a very complex and interesting topic, but it is right nonetheless. One thing I have to go back on is that, okay, fine. So, ito yung pronouncement ng ating Santo Papa, ng Pope. Although, tinatanong ng ibang kaibigan naman natin is, bakit hindi ba nagkakamali yung Pope? I mean, are we supposed to say na every time nagsalita ang Pope, he will always be 100% correct? And I think dito pumapasok pinag-uusapan natin papal infallibility.
Right.
What does that mean?
Okay, napaka-importante po nito, no? Kung tayo po ay Katoliko, dapat naniniwala tayo na ang Santo Papa ay ang representative ni Jesus sa balat ng lupa, no? At bakit naman natin pinaniniwalaan yun? Dahil sinabi po ni Jesus yun, no? Ikaw ay Pedro, ang ibig po sabihin niyan ay rock. Ano ba yung rock sa Tagalog?
Bato.
Bato. Bato na malaki, no? Malakas, no? Ayan ang saligan ng simbahan. Pinalitan pa nga niya yung pangalan niya, no? And whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven. Si Jesus na po yung nagsasabi nun. Hindi po ang Papa nagsabi nun, si Jesus mismo ang nagsabi. Ibig sabihin, Diyos ang nagsabi nun. Dapat talaga nating paniwalaan ang Papa, specifically when he talks about faith and morals. At yung contraception po, ukol sa morals yan. Kung ano yung tama at kung ano ang mali, no?
Pero it doesn't really mean na lahat ng lumabas sa bibig ng Pope would be, kumbaga, tama. Kumbaga, sinasabi mo is, may mga specific instances na pag ginamit na yung power niya of infallibility, doon natin masasabi na na hindi pwede magkamali nga yung Santo Papa. Now, itong doctrine na ito ng contraception, you were alluding to Humanae Vitae, doon lang ba nagsimula itong doctrine ng Church? Kasi may mga nagsabi na pag tinignan mo naman yung Biblia, wala naman doon yung pagbawal sa contraception.
Hindi. Yung sa storya nga ni Onan, na pinagsabihan siya, itong asawa ng iyong kapatid, no? Dapat asawahin mo, no? At nung nagtalik na sila, hindi niya ginawa yon. At yan ang tawag na kasalanan na onanism. Nag-withdraw siya at tinapon niya ang kanyang seed, no? sa ground, no? Ayan ay kahit na si Luther pa nga, Luther yon, sabi niya, napakasama naman yung ginawa nitong si Onan na yan. It's a disgrace because he's going against nature. The procreative nature of sexuality. And then, yung mga protestante, since 1930, nag-iba na sila. Pero sa totoo lang, since that time, no, from the very beginning of Christianity up to the present, no, it's been very consistent that the church, people who are following the Bible, and then people who speak for the church, like the fathers of the church, the popes, no, have been very consistent in saying contraception is bad.
So it's not true na through the years nagmo-modify ang pagtuturo ng simbahan tungkol sa contraception.
Hindi nagbago kahit kailanman.
Now, si Raul was alluding to earlier na I think more or less there was a unified or universal na pag-iisip na hindi maganda ang contraception. As you said, medyo nagbago lang sometime in the 1930s.
1930.
Ng mga protestante medyo medyo kumambyo ng konti sa thinking nila. Now, there was this interesting thing what happened naman sa Catholic Church, and that was with regard to Vatican II. And I think there was this parang controversy na pinapalabas ng ibang tao na meron daw Pontifical Birth Control Commission na in-establish si is it Pius the
No, this Paul VI.
Paul the Sixth.
Yeah.
And then para daw yung majority opinion was that contraception or some pills should be actually allowed and hindi dapat ipagbawal. Then ang ginawa daw ng ating Pope at that time is that he disregarded the majority view. What is the true story there, Philip?
Yung Birth Control Commission was, let's get it out of the way. It's consultative, basically.
Correct.
Consultative meaning hindi siya binding.
Consultative. So, the church works a different way. So,
Yeah.
it's not like how the Senate or the House of Representatives work, in which the majority wins. It's tied to infallibility. So, the problem was that the opinions or the papers written by these so-called majority and minority groups were leaked to certain press outlets. For example, in the UK, sa The Tablet, sa America, sa another publication in the US. Such that the people got the impression that the Pope was supposed to follow the majority opinion and not the minority opinion. Well, let's take the analysis further. The future Pope John Paul II, Karol Wojtyła, was supposed to be in the Papal Birth Control Commission, and he was against contraception. If he was in that commission, who knows what could have been the result of the voting. But in any case, as we all know, it's consultative. So the Pope makes the final decision. And in fact, if we read the text of Humanae Vitae, what does it say? It's very prophetic. Diba? Ang sabi niya, the fruits of contraception would be, number one would be the debasement of women. So what he said in when he released Humanae Vitae is becoming true today.
Yeah.
So prophetic yung Humanae Vitae.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting point, and I think na-establish natin na okay, fine, this is a consistent teaching of the Catholic Church that contraception is something immoral and it's something to be not used. Pero I think a lot of people have been saying, when you look at scientific facts daw, economic data and what have you, the church seems to be making a doctrine that is completely out of touch with reality. And I think that's something that we will discuss after the break, and hopefully you'll stay with us then. Thank you.